I feel that this is one of Shadow Mewtwo's most difficult matchups in the game, and the difficulty is exacerbated by the fact that there aren't really that many good Blaziken players to practice against, but I happen to be a Blaziken player that's been playing the character since the game came out, so I have a lot of perspective on this matchup. I already made a previous video about how to deal with Blaziken in general, but as Shadow Mewtwo, you're going to try to remember that you can keep Blaziken out for a very long period of time with your projectile. Side Y is super good. Back Y forces Blaziken to sidestep to avoid it. Side Wave Blast, particularly level 2, is really good. Level 3 is nice too, just has a lot of startup. But what you don't really want to do is you don't want to utilize things that put you close. You don't want to throw out a lot of Zen headbutts. You don't want to use Slash. Slash works. It's just you don't need it. Every time you do it, it puts you in Blaziken's range to use its best attack, which is Blaze Kicks. You want to be avoiding the range of this move. You don't want to be going into it. You also don't want to be in the range where Blaziken can do an EX Brave Bird and touch your shield or even hit you. So basically, see this range that EX Brave Bird just barely whiffs, or where all 3 hits of Blaze Kicks just barely whiffs? You want to maintain that distance. So if I'm Shadow Mewtwo, I want to be chilling out around here, and if he gets close, I want to back up. And if they start lunging, jump Y is extremely useful. And side Y is nice, but just make sure that you don't get hit by Tatsu. Let me show you this, what happens real quick. So if you open the round with side Y, there's a chance that Blaziken just opens its own round with Tatsu and hits you. So just be very aware of that. You want to stay at the tip of the range of those moves. They all have about the same range. And then once you see it start moving a little bit weird, you're like, oh, okay, this dude's lunging at me. Jump Y, and then you can avoid just a ton of attacks like that. So for example, let's say if they're going for Blaze Kicks, and they're just like, I'm gonna Blaze Kicks you until you die. And you're like, what do I do against this? I can't use homing, right? I can't use neutral Y because it's gonna trade and I'm gonna fall over. And they're gonna be like massively plus. But what I can do is I can jump. And if I want to get a punish, and I do jump back and then I do jump Y, I can go all the way into Flamethrower Confirm, which is super useful. Another thing you can do is you can side homing. You don't necessarily need to do that. And the direction that you side homing, I'm not sure how much it matters. But side homing works. The thing with side homing is then if they go for a counter attack after this, you can still get hit. But I believe you can like side homing and then block. Oh, this is where the direction matters. I think side homing left will make them whiff. Yeah, so if you can side homing left, you can basically homing cancel and still get them to whiff. If you side homing to the right, okay, you can side homing to the right as well. I think it's harder to the right. Yeah, it's kind of tight timing. Jump Y is a little bit easier, but side homing, make sure you don't get hit by Tatsu, because sometimes players will do Blaze Kicks immediately into Tatsu, and if you jump, you're going to get hit. But let me see what you can do against that. Alright, let's see what we can do against this. If I jump, I'm going to get hit by Tatsu. If I side homing and then block, I'm going to still block the Tatsu. And I'd be able to avoid the Blaze Kicks like that. Let's see what happens if I just go for Reflect. Oh, I absorbed the entire thing, and I'd go for Blaze Kicks too. So let's do that. Let's set them to go for kicks into kicks, kicks into Tatsu, and then kicks into grab. Alright, so let's have them do all of these and see what the best option is. Let's see if I side homing I can get away from all of these. Let's see. Okay, side homing will beat that grab. Okay. Alright, I'll block the Tatsu. And I can grab that, punish it. Oh, yep, and I can beat the grab, of course. Let's see if I can get him to blaze kicks again. Oh, I got hit. Alright. Blocked a little bit too late. Alright, and we beat that. So that's actually a really good option. That'll beat every single thing Blaziken can do after Blaze Kicks. Is go for a, just a side homing after. And then block. But it's kind of tight on the homing cancel. Alright, anyway, so that's what you can do against that. You can go for jump Y also. Again, you can go for reflect too. Because reflect will beat all these. It'll beat the Blaze Kicks. It'll absorb the Tatsu. You should probably go for a flamethrower to actually punish it though. Oh, you can earthquake too. And then obviously be able to avoid the grab as well. So yeah, those are some pretty good options. You know, again, it's mostly about spacing, just keeping Blaziken out. You don't want to see it close to you. If it's doing Blaze Kicks against you in dual phase, one of the things that I was doing is I was going for a side strike, right? Because if you block the first hit, you can side strike and interrupt. But the problem is if they go for non-enhanced blitz, let me show you this. Yeah, you can still get hit. Let me see if it's possible to beat that at all. There's any way. Nah, you always get hit. Oh, they traded. I wonder. Oh, so it seems like if you do your side strike kind of late, you can actually trade with that. So it'll absorb the hit, but if you connect at the exact same time that hitbox comes out, let's see. Yeah, it's really hard to time that. What I would do is I would just block, and then if I see them freeze in the air, that's when I would go for my 8Y. So it would be block, then delay 8Y. So block, just block, delay, and then 8Y like that. So if they go for all three kicks, you're just gonna block all the kicks. Yep, you'll block all the kicks. It's basically using extended state. It's basically just using extended state to make sure that you block all the hits of kicks because it'll auto block for you, and then you'll also be able to punish Blaze Kicks on block. I mean, you'll be able to punish Flare Blitz if they do that. Now the thing with kicks is even if they go for like Blaze Kicks over and over, so let's put this on spot 5. Even if they go for Blaze Kicks into like another one, it's not the worst thing if you block it, because you can like reflect over Blaze Kicks. Even if they're +4, you can reflect. And then you get a punish. And that turnaround animation, that's like, let me see. Yeah, they always do that turnaround animation. It's not a CPU thing. That's actually like the recovery animation. They have to turn around, and they can get hit during that. So reflect is really useful against Blaziken. Say you didn't side strike the EX Brave Bird, and they go for Blaze Kicks. You can avoid that completely. And if you have the attack up, you punish them. In dual phase, you really just want to stay out of that range. You want to be throwing out level 2 blasts. It's really good. Just stay outside the range of their 2XX, which I'll show you is this. Because it is possible that if they time it perfectly, they can still hit you. But as long as you keep your distance away, you want to basically at all times just be about here. If he's jumping, obviously you got your anti-airs. And then, you know, just don't get too close to the character, you know. Unless you're coming in with, like, if you see they never block, you come in with shoulder, you can start charging. Also, Blaziken's really susceptible to jumps. You can't really do that much about that stuff. Even EXDP, the EX Uppercut, they'll usually just get hit. So this is like your best friend in this matchup. If you have an attack up, Pillar's pretty useful. You might want to throw out one of them or two of them, but they're going to start doing random full screen blitz, so you don't want to really eat that. I would use Rotom in this matchup, but Shadow Mewtwo's HP is so low, I'm not sure if you're going to survive long enough to do it, but Rotom is pretty useful. Rotom also stops burst attack. If they go for the burst attack, they'll actually get hit in Rotom before the burst attack finishes, on hit, block, or whip. So that's really useful. The end of it counts as being in the air. But yeah, this video was pretty short because I already have a video that shows a lot of the things that Shadow Mewtwo can do against Blaziken, and I'll actually have this link. But hopefully this is very useful for you, and let's move on to the next character.